Hi, welcome to Homestead Love. I am Danielle, an herbalist and a gardener, and today we are going to do our Take a Look with Danielle, and we're covering stinging nettles or Urtica dioica, and we're going to make some lotion, so stick around. We have to squeeze our herb. So the first thing we did was pick our nettles, and then we put them in oil to make an oil infusion. And I said I was going to let this go for what, 6 weeks. I think it was closer to 8. But the biggest thing with this is we have to push all the oils out of here. So I'm going to grab a spoon to press down. So next step is we're going to go down and we're going to grab our nettle that we dehydrated it in our dehydrating rack. I'll bring that up and we're going to make it into a strong tea. This goes into here. Okay, so I went down and I got our nettle and I popped it into our little tea strainer here. Whoops. And I'm going to pop it into this jar, and while we wait for our kettle to heat up with our water, I'll talk about some of the other things that we need. We needed emulsifying wax, and I like to use organic emulsifying wax. I've used this company for years. It's called Wild Herb Soap Company. I don't know a whole lot about them, but that's who I've used, and I've never had any issues with their stuff. So, and then beeswax. I brought the beeswax up because if you want a thicker, creamier lotion, you can add a little bit of beeswax to it, and it will make it creamier, a lot thicker. If you're looking for more of like a store-bought type feel, then you want to just do the emulsifying wax and leave the beeswax out. If you've ever made a salve, you know you use oil and you use beeswax to make a salve. So if you want to make it into a salve instead of doing a lotion, you can do that too. For some people that's easier, because then you don't have to get the emulsifying wax. And then I'm just gonna put it in this cute little tub that I've got. I like to use out of these because they're just convenient, I guess. I don't have any pump bottles. Usually I would use those, but I'm just waiting on this kettle. And so what this lotion is for, specifically for me, I'm making this for me today, is for inflammation of joints. So I am going to put this on my knees when they're bothering me. I'm going to put it on my wrists and my hands when they're bothering me. Any of that kind of stuff. But also, nettle is known for skin conditions. It's really good for eczema, scalp conditions like dandruff. It's also known for, let's see, what was the other? Oh, acne, which that one shocked me. I didn't realize that nettles were good for acne, but nettle lotion can be really good for your skin and help you out with your acne if you've got that. But that's just a short list, and I'll pop up a little slide here for you with a few more additional uses. And let's get this tea brewed. Okay. Alright, time to brew our tea. Our water is ready. Okay, I'm not gonna do a lot. I don't really plan on making a huge amount of... I am so sorry. I just realized I didn't have the overhead on in here. I have every other light on, but not this one, the most important one, the one that's right here with us. So I wanted to talk to you about something else, and now it's gone, so I'm going to go back and watch that footage again, and I'll figure out what it was. Danielle, nutball. So now, while we let this finish brewing, I had an interruption for a little bit, so it's almost done. But so we have our nettle oil, and then we'll have our nettle water, nettle tea, whatever you want to call it. If you're wondering, why are we doing both? There's already nettle in the lotion. Why are we infusing the water too? The reason we're doing this is we're doing the oil and the water so that we can raise the potency and hopefully make it more effective. So if you're questioning that, this is why we do it this way. This is how we'll do just about any type of lotion or anything like that. If you can infuse your water and your oil, of course you're going to do that, and then the wax will bond them together and we'll create something new. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to strain this one too, because even though, oh no, I used my little thing, there's still a lot of debris in the bottom, and I don't want debris in the bottom. So, I'm going to strain that too, I guess. Anyways, I don't want that dark. Here we go. Since these are getting put together anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put everything in the same jar. So, okay. I'm using the measurements on the side of here. There's a half a cup of oil in here. Let's see, I usually do to about the 2-cup mark. So about 1.5 cups of this, which almost used all of it, which is perfect. This we can store in our apothecary and use it later on. It might lose some of its potency, but for the most part it should be fine. So now you see we have our water in here and we have our oil in here, and they're separated, obviously. So let's get set up for the next part of this, and I'll get some of this other stuff out of the way. Okay, so our next step is to get it on a burner. And heat it up. And we're going to add our emulsifying wax in there too. So actually, I'm going to pop it out so you guys can see how much emulsifying wax I put in. Alright. So I just kind of eyeball this because I don't have exact measurements for this, which is typical of me. Anytime I cook, anytime I do anything, recipes are a guideline, everything's a guideline. Now I'm not going to use the beeswax today. I want a thinner lotion. I don't want it to feel greasy for long periods of time. The other thing I caution you against is putting too much oil in this, or you will get an oily lotion and it will not all soak into your skin. So, cautionary tale. Oh, stop. I don't want to mess. These big chunks. I'm going to get some of those in there. Here we go. I think that we got enough in there now. You can see that. Now, it's about equal parts. I don't know if you can still see me. Am I still in the frame? It's about equal parts oil to equal parts emulsifying wax for the most part. I think it's just kind of a guesstimate, but that's how I do it most of the time. So now we just let this melt down. I think I have it too warm. I might be wrong. But you want to make a double boiler for this. This is full of water, and then we take our jar and we put it inside there, and then we'll let it heat up. And since it's already warm from the tea, brewing the tea, which normally I wouldn't have it be warm still. Oh, lovely, I see it stopped again. So we put it in a double boiler, and we're just gonna let it all melt down and do its thing, and I'll have a look at it and we'll see what it looks like, whether it's creamy enough. If it's not creamy enough, it kind of has like a milk with a slight trace, not a big trace, just a slight trace when it is the right consistency. So I will come back at you after this is melted down a little bit. I'm probably not going to put this on a time lapse because it's really not that exciting watching wax melt. It's like watching paint dry. Okay, so we're getting close. I'm going to do a lot of stirring now because you got to keep stirring it when you get to the end here and you get close to it melting. A lot of the wax has already started to melt. And you gotta kind of keep stirring. See how they're kind of turning clear and stuff? You can tell they're starting to melt. A lot of times I don't turn the heat all the way up on this, but today I have summer bees, so I'm kind of in a hurry. Trying to rush it, and I shouldn't be rushing it. But when I get back, I get to edit this video, so hopefully you guys will see it soon. You see how it's starting to turn kind of milky looking? You see that? But everything is combining. There's no separate water, no separate oil. It's all combined now. And we're gonna just, I've never made a lotion this color before. It's interesting that it has a color. Usually I just do white, and because the nettle had color to it, this has, there we go, everything has melted. I usually like to leave it in for a couple more minutes just in case, because it doesn't always, sorry I keep saying it doesn't always melt completely right away. Like there'll be like certain little beads in there, and if you don't get them melted down all the way, those little beads will form back into beads. So we don't want that in our lotion. We don't want chunks of wax in there. We want it to be nice and smooth and creamy. Okay, so it's done. Everything's melted down. I'm gonna move all this and we'll get everything reset and I'll come back at you. Okay, so we've had our nettle lotion all melted down, all together. If you see this coating on the outside, you're probably melted and it's probably the right consistency. You get this like weird like milky type. That's the trace I'm talking about on the sides, not in the actual liquid itself. This is really hot. I need to grab a pot holder. Hold on. I didn't want to burn myself. Alright. So we're just going to take it and we're going to dump this into our container. Now, if you are wanting lotion, oh, I got a little extra. That's okay. If you're wanting lotion and I like to let it cool with the lid on. I'm not sure why, I just do. And so I'll come back to you once that's completely cooled and I'll show you the consistency of it. But what I was gonna say is if you are wanting lotion that's not like a nettle lotion or specific to something like this, you can use like lavender or rose petals, something like that, and you can infuse an oil with those. You can infuse your water with them into a tea, and you can make like a rose lotion or a lavender lotion or any. This works for any kind of plant matter. So it doesn't matter if you're using nettle. You can use a really good smelling flower. You can use some hibiscus. You can use whatever. Whatever you want to use to make the lotion, you can. Just make sure it's safe for your skin, do your research, and all of that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit once this cools down, and we'll put it on. And our lotion. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm going to tell you. I came and I opened this up and I go, what in the world is going on with this lotion? And I got to thinking, and I told you guys I usually put it in a pump bottle. So typically I'm able to shake the lotion as it cools. If you're going to do this, make sure you leave enough room at the top so you can stir it up really good. I forgot that I always shake the lotion. Like, I always shake it. But it turned out really good. Nice and creamy. Not too thick. This will go in. It's like a topical type thing. It'll go in. It'll do all the same stuff that it would do if we ingested it. It's just going in through our biggest organ, which is our skin. So that's our Nettle Lotion. And I want to thank you guys for joining me for my Take a Look with Danielle today. And I hope that you'll come back next time. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing yet, but we have a lot on the agenda. We have cough syrup on the agenda. We have a sinus clearing breath mint type deals. What are the other things I have over here queued? We have to bottle our fire cider, which we'll probably do next time. We have to check. It's time to check on our wine ferments that we started a year ago. It is time to check on them. I actually checked on them a little bit, a couple different times. But it is time. They're not really wine. It was more of a, I was trying to do like a cross between a wine and a mead. So more of a wine cooler, I guess you would call it. And so we're going to check on those soon because it has been over a year. And just a whole lot of stuff headed your way. So hit that subscribe button, follow along, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.